if particularly, I guess, UK and US currencies are dropping, does that impact on property prices in Portugal?
Good question.
That's a sort of larger.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one for Bobby, probably.
No, but I think I touched on that. I looked on that the other day, and I think we touched on it last year a lot when certainly the US dollar against euro is near parity. That a lot of people, which rightly said, were really worried about increases in house prices. But last year, certainly, there was a period where I think the house prices increased by something like 13% or something like that. But then the currency had moved in Americans' favor by about 13% as well. So actually, the house increase that they'd seen had been negated by the currency. Whereas at the moment, unfortunately, I saw that I think they said house prices had increased about maybe 6.5% or something like that overall of the whole of Portugal. I think obviously if you dived into like Algarve or Lisbon, slightly different, but say it was 6.5, I think, or 6.9 it said. But then the exchange rate at the time had moved about 4.5%. So your house prices hadn't just gone up by 6.5, they've gone up by another 4.5 because of the exchange rate. And probably now we've seen a bit of an exchange rate movement, it'll be even more than that. So you're right, definitely when you're thinking about the house price increase, it's not the end of the story. It's looking at the exchange rate, because that can make that more expensive or cheaper.
Yeah.
Very good question, Coach. Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Cool.
And Joseph is saying, recent study says the speed of your walk greatly impacts the health benefits. And you've, of course, mentioned that. That's the whole intermittent and fartlek approach, isn't it? To having a sudden outburst of speed and energy whilst walking. So maybe set up a habit that you can take with you after Christmas lunch, go out for a walk and continue to do that. I don't mean pop out for a packet of cigarettes or a pint of milk and don't come back. I mean pop out for a walk and get into the habit of doing that for the new year. Cheers, Coach. What about you, Sarah, for the new year? Certainly people can get their guide to currency exchange with you on that link there. What's your general advice or greeting for people? And thank you for popping in throughout the year here on Good Morning Portugal.
No, it's been lovely. Thank you for having me. Hopefully we've helped some people in any sort of capacity. I know for some people it's just maybe they've gained friends. Certainly with sort of the team, Steve, Ben, Neil, and many more that we have.
Yeah.
So that's been lovely, and we hope that continues. I'd say the guide, I mean, some people might not be ready to maybe even sort of look at this, or they're thinking about it a little bit later. Maybe download the guide with a little bit more extra information. And then we can be in touch with them, and just hopefully everybody's journey is smooth to Portugal.
How wonderful. Thank you very much. We're going to pop to New York in just a moment, and then we'll speak to Siobhan on the other side of the bay, here in our very own Bay Area here in San Martino de Porto and Salida de Porto. But Ian, thank you. Sarah, thank you. Have a great weekend and a lovely Christmas and a very happy New Year.
Have a great Christmas.
Ciao.
See you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
All right. Bye for now. That's those two. We'll talk to Siobhan in just a moment. Before we do, let's play a little bit of this lovely light up Christmas video from Jackie, recently back from New York City.